Is that working?
Yeah, it's great.
Good. Okay, now we can go. Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, girls, for being here. This is really exciting to me because it's been a long time since I have been able to have a team meeting with my team because of scheduling and just all kinds of crazy stuff. And so this is like really, really awesome. And two, it's just, when programs go in, you don't have time to sit there and chit chat with each other and kind of go over stuff. And so this is like really, really helpful. And make sure, Anna, I know for you, you don't really like categorize your time. You're just clock in, clock out. Make sure you categorize this time as team meeting. And okay, so with the time increments, like how does it go? Does it go in like increments of like 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 15? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we can go a little closer to the 30 is what I'm hoping. And then you can count it as 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. But anyways, so I just wanted to start off by just giving you guys shout outs, big time shout outs. Anna, you know that you have been an asset to this program for years and years and years, and you do a fantastic job, and those kids love you. I mean, sometimes they're all over you, and I'm like, well, I guess I'm just chopped liver, So you do an amazing job, and you are somebody who puts your whole heart into what you do, and you're there even when you don't have to be there, and so it's just, we love you. You're doing a fantastic job. Keep it up. That's why you're the intern.
Thank you.
That's why. And I keep saying this, but I really do think whenever you want a job, there's going to be one there somewhere. It just may not be at Laurel, maybe somewhere else. But anyways, Asia, you have come in on a whirlwind, and thank you for your flexibility because you have come from a different program, and I know that everything must feel different. Everything. And even some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, I know is probably different than what you're used to at Lonsdale. So thank you for your flexibility. You also are somebody who shows up even when you don't have to be there. You're doing a fantastic job with the kids. It's funny because, like, with you, I think every time I see you, you never seem frazzled. I don't know what it is, if like you just don't let that stuff get to you, or if you're just like, I'm just having fun being myself and I'm having fun with what I'm doing and I don't really care that they're being little rascals. I don't know, but I really wish I knew the secret to that.
Honestly, I've been working with kids since like 15, so I've learned to like, oh, they're just kids. They don't know what they're doing.
Oh.
Sometimes.
Well, I'm on the side of you should know what you're doing, and you better do what I say.
That's so I don't know how to be like on it. I'm just. I mean,
but you guys.
It's just I'm like okay, let's talk about it.
But you guys are also in a unique position because you're closer to their age. Mm-hmm. I'm in a unique position because their parents are either my age or a little older, or some of them are younger than me and have like 2-3 kids. And so I am, sometimes I feel like perceived as not knows what she's doing because I don't have any kids and I'm older than them, or they're the same age or whatever. So I feel like we're all in a unique position with what we do. But you guys are doing a great job. And I know you're not here, but Lillian, I'm going to talk about you for a second, okay? I feel like Lillian has done a really good job as well, just kind of coming in on a whirlwind, bless her heart. She and I had to like meet and over the phone when the snow was happening. Like there was snow all over the ground and she and I were having like phone conversations. And so... y'all, Lillian, you've come right in. You're doing a fantastic job. The kids love you. Thank you for all your hard work. Okay, so what we want to do, I want to go give you guys a little bit of a run through of some things that we need to, just kind of think about as a team, some upcoming events that I want to talk about as well. And then I want to give you guys time if you're like, I would really like it if we could discuss this. Would really like it if we could address this issue, or just, saying something good that you're feeling right now. So this is your time. And you don't have to worry about if you say something that's a little tense, if I'm going to be like, you're fired. Because I'm not going to do that. We finally have a team, so that's not happening. But anyways, so just be thinking on that while I'm going through some things. Okay, so the first thing is, this is where I think it's going to be different than Lonsdale. Okay, Lonsdale is a facility. It is a facility. It's not a church building. And as long as you have a key card, you can get in and out whenever you want, and there's constantly people there. Because Lonsdale is made up of a group of people that do sports, that are cleaning. They have people in the building at nighttime. And we're different because we're a church building. So the thing is that, and I talked to Matt about this, in the past, we have given keys out and we haven't given keys out. But I asked him, I said, okay, Matt, listen, you know that I have part-time jobs now. So I'm at work before I'm at work, and I'm at work after I'm at work. And so I said, would it be okay if we just give everybody keys? And thankfully he agreed to that, but we also didn't really tell anybody that we did that. We had not any situations, but we had a discussion with our leadership team that is made up of different people from the congregation, and they didn't even want us to have you guys be in the building when we're not here. And I said, oh, no. I said, that doesn't work. I said, sometimes we're in a meeting until 2:00. They got to get in there and get stuff done. So there's a little bit of touchiness when it comes to non-church members being in the church. And so, and two, it's like I said, people aren't always in the building. And so for you guys, I always want you to feel like you have enough time to get in here and get what you need to get done. But at the same time, let's just give a hypothetical here. If you guys get here super early at some point or whatever, and then you come in and there's an accident, you break something, you get hurt or something like that, we could be in big trouble. And so I want us to focus going forward on you guys. Let me know if you are ever hey, this time restriction is giving me some issues because I really need to get in there a little earlier. But I want to talk through that with you, because if you say, I haven't gotten everything done with the library, well, the library doesn't really need to be done. The library is just, I would love for it to get done. And it's there for if somebody needs extra hours. But I want you guys to feel like you have enough time to get done things that you need to get done. But at the same time, we want to be mindful of that concern. I guess you could call it a concern. So let's say going forward that coming in early would mean the 12-ish area. Yeah. So let's say going forward, everybody, if you need to, go down the road, go to Starbucks, go. If you're a Tannenbed person, go to the Tannenbed, go shop, go get you some groceries if you're done with class early. But let's aim for the 12 area when you guys can start coming in. Yeah. And that way we are all on the same page. And if a elder or somebody asks me, then, because a lot of the times I'll be here by 12. But there could be times where I'm not. But at the same time, I don't want to say, oh, you can come in whenever, and then you get here at 10:15 and I get here at 1:00 and something happened in between and now we got a problem on our hands. Yeah. So anyways, so if you are feeling okay, that 12 time period's not it's gonna give me some issues, talk to me about that and we can talk that through.
I normally try to get here at 12:30ish.
Yes.
And that's been perfect timing for me.
And 12:30 is perfect too. Okay. And like I said, even getting here at 12 is fine. We just don't want to be getting here 10, 11 o'clock or, I don't think anybody's ever come in earlier than that. No. But just now this happened. Okay, actually, this is an example of something that happened. So we had a staff member and it was not a coordinator. I think that even for me, the church would be concerned if I were here like really late and an accident happened. They have insurance to cover everything, but at the same time, they would be like, you can't do that again, you know? And so I try really hard not to be here late and doing stuff really early in the morning if I can possibly avoid it. We had a staff member come here at nighttime, and she wanted to get some stuff done. And honestly, I can't say that I told her not to, because I was in the same boat as she was. I was just trying to get stuff done. And I knew that, like, if I came in at, you know, even morning or nighttime, that I might could get more stuff done because nobody's here, you know? And so she felt like that too. But when she came in, as she was coming in the door got caught on some carpet. And the door stayed open all night long. Yeah. Because when she left, she exited a different door. And that is when they start coming at me and start going, why in the world would you let somebody in here in the middle of the night, you know? And then we could get to the point where they're like, okay, we let you have some leniency. Now they cannot be in the building unless you're there. And then it's going to be really tough, because y'all are going to have to work around my schedule, Matt's schedule, AJ's schedule, and that is so hard. So just get the 12 in your book, and just talk, you know, for you, since you get a ride, talk to your folks and just say, hey, she said that we need to not come in earlier than 12, and just, you know, do that. Okay, the other thing is leaving. Leaving is the same way. We don't need to be in this building after 6 o'clock if possible, but at the same time, I try my best. When the kids are all gone, I want all of us to go out that door. And it's going to be even more so in the summer. Anna's been here in the summer. In the summer, we are not a site that sticks around. Everybody is out the door at 3 p.m. Nobody's here. And so I want us to aim for being ready to go as soon as the last kid leaves. And Anna, you know, I've said this to you before, I try to let you go. And Aisha, I'm going to do the same thing for you because you're ahead on your hours. So when we've got just a couple kids left, I'm going to tell you and I'm going to tell Anna, boom, boom. I'm going to say you guys are free to go, because I try my best to do that anyways. But at the same time, y'all don't necessarily need hours. So I'm not going to ask you to stay later than what's really needed. But when the last kid leaves, and especially tonight, because I have an appointment right after we're done. And so just keep that in mind and try to like have all your stuff together. If you're like me, I try and have my bag packed even before we leave for drop off. Yeah. Or if, you know, I've seen you carry your backpack around. Whatever works for you. And I feel like we're a group also that like hurries up with our cleaning. We're not a group that's like, well, let's just sit here and polish this for a minute. We're not like that, and we don't need to be. So let's just try and aim for, you know, not needing to do anything else after the last kid leaves. Let's try for that. And then you guys, when I let you know it's time for you to go, if you're ready to go, you go, you know. Or if you're feeling like I need some extra hours, because for you it's a little different. But Anna, if you're like, I really do need to stay if I can, hey, I mean, you know, the more the merrier. I love having extra eyes. But if you don't need to stay and you want to go, I want you to have that opportunity.
Okay.
Let's see. Okay. I want to hear your thoughts here in a minute on this as well. So we need to find a way when like we're whole group and we've got one adult that's kind of doing the presentation. We need to find a way to get the kids to refrain from trying to have conversations with adults.
I agree.
Yeah. Because like I think all of us in general, I don't think there's any of us that have like really quiet voices. Not now. I will go ahead and say I have a loud voice naturally. I don't think all of us have that, but none of us have like a really gentle voice. And so when the kids are having a conversation with an adult, everybody can hear it.
Yes.
And so we need to find a way to get them to know, hey, if you try and talk to Miss Asia, or you try and talk to Miss Anna or Miss Lillian, then it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I feel like it's not like an emergency. Like, we know when there's an emergency. We can tell, like, if somebody's got a nosebleed, somebody threw up, and that has happened before. But, like, I think a lot of times kids are just trying to they're trying to, like, not be a part of the activity. And it's so frustrating to me because I'm like, why do you think that you can do that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm up here, and I feel like if any of us, like anybody else was, because I think right now it's mainly me that is that person, but anybody else, I feel like everybody else would have the same feelings of, I can't really think what I'm trying to tell the kids if, like, they're talking to somebody else. And so, and I need to do a better job too of not, like, letting so much go. I'm somebody that, and I feel like I'm a little bit more different than Matt on this, and Matt's he's just really good at it. But I'm somebody that I'm like, well, if they're not being that distracting, I'll let it go, but I still need this. I need to get into the practice of being like, no, until everybody's listening, we're not moving on. I need to get there. And so that's something I need to work on. But what do you all think about that? Like, do you all feel like when the kids are talking to you, do you feel like it's been emergency situations, or do you feel like it's just they're trying to waste time?
It just depends. Like, sometimes a kid will come up to me and just ask for the bathroom. I'm like, quickly go. But then, like, there'll be kids who are like, just random, like, just
It's a random thing.
And it's like, just
Or it's not important. You're just getting on tax for no reason.
Right.
And I feel like it's also, there are certain kids who move around a lot and, like,
It's true.
play
They
around,
do.
and it's just I think it's just overall just distracting. That needs to.
Yeah, I think it is too. I am trying though to be a little bit lenient with the moving around, because I know they've been at school all day. Yes.
To focus.
Yeah. And that's also part of our trauma responsiveness is, if they need to do this, then, let them. And honestly, like, even these kick bands don't really bother me.
No.
As long as they're not distracting the whole group, I'm like, it's fine.
Yeah, I agree.
So, maybe let's think on it. And
I
next,
think for me personally, I have to be sitting with, like, either a group of kids I know won't try to talk to me, or just, like, by myself, or, like, stand in the corner.
And that's okay too.
Because if not, like, there are certain kids who I know if I'm sitting with will try
to talk to you.
Yeah.
And that's good thinking too. You're being preventative there.
Yeah.
And do you feel the same way, Asia? Do you feel like there's, like, groups of kids that just want to talk to you more than other groups of kids do? Okay. And that's fine too. Even if you feel the need to do this, like we did at the talent show last night, if you feel the need to stand up and stand behind a kid, or stand by a table, or whatever, I want you to feel like you have the freedom to do that. And this too, we're having, like, kids get into it with other kids. I think it is perfectly fine to take those kids out of the room and try and settle it so that it's not, like, going on during Bible class. But hold on to that thought, because in a second I've got, like, another point to go along with this.
Okay.
So I guess maybe next month, let's ponder on this. Let's ponder, and next month when we meet, let's see if we can come up with, okay, this is the reason, and then here's what we can do to fix it. Now, I think you've already touched on it with the whole, sometimes there's just kids that want to talk to you more than other kids do, and it might be better to go away from them. I think that's perfect. That's a great starting point. So let's kind of think deeper. Let's think deeper in the next month, because I feel like this has been a problem for a very long time, not just this semester, but and if we're going to be together this summer, then, no better time than now to get prepared. So let's think on that. Okay, the next part of that is this. So I don't think that this is anybody, what's the word I'm trying to think here? we've just never really talked about this. And so I don't know if when it happens, if I just don't think that everybody's like paying attention to what's going on. But we do have something that I have noticed is going on, like not often, but at least 2-3 times a week it's happening. So like when I'm addressing the whole group, that is a great time for you guys to, like, if somebody needs to go to the bathroom, great, go run and take your bathroom break. If there's a group of kids that are getting into it and you feel like they need to go out of the room and you need to settle it, I think that's great. That's a great time. And I am one of those, last year I had to deal a lot with like taking phone calls during work because I had I was finalizing my divorce. I was buying a house. I was getting all kinds of transitions going on. So I know that we work at a weird time. We work at a time where people are still, doctor's offices are still in session and they're trying to get a hold of you. Your professors or whatever may be trying to get a hold of you. So I never want you to feel like, no, can't do that. Because we have to take care of things. Yeah. But there has been a few times where I've been addressing the group and I've noticed that every single adult has left the room. And I'm like, where'd they go? Yeah. I'm like, there's 30-something kids in here and I'm the only adult. Yeah. So let's do this. When we have those times, just take a look around and see if any adult has left the room. And let's aim for at least one adult being out at a time. So if you've noticed that Lillian's left the room or you've left the room or whatever, try to hang on until somebody comes back. And that way because those times when they're all together, it's not like school. School, you've got 30 kids in a room, but they're all the same age. Yeah. These are kids that are all different ages, and our big kids have run over the little kids, and it's a scary situation there if you're the only adult in the room. So just, and I want to do the same thing. I never want to leave you guys, I feel like this has happened a couple times in our past, maybe not this semester, but in the past, the last rotation. If you're trying to get your room cleaned up, I feel like people in the past have said, okay, you guys go on to the gym and I'm going to get this cleaned up really fast, which is fine. If you've got a big mess, it helps to get the kids out of the room. But you also don't want to send them in the gym if you don't know that somebody's in there and you don't know if another adult's in there as well. So I do my best, and I know I need to keep trying to make sure that you're never left alone with a big group of kids. So, any thoughts on that? Or are y'all well, it's really hard to do what you're asking because XYZ? Is there anything?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's difficult. I mean, there are times I just have to get up and go to the bathroom, but I wouldn't say it's a problem for me to stay in the room. Yeah,
and I definitely want you guys to feel like you have that freedom to go to the restroom when you need to, because my goodness, I feel I don't know about y'all, but I feel when program starts, I'm well, now I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, me too. I'll be on the bus and I'm ooh.
Now I got to go. I've had time all day and now I got to go. Yeah. And so I want you guys to feel like you have that ability. And especially the other day when you come up to me, I got to go now. You got to go when you got to go. Yeah. And so, but just help me out, and I want to help you guys out as well to make sure that situation doesn't happen. Let's see. Okay. An upcoming event. It's the big event that's coming up. So I talked to Anna about it a little bit, and I want to talk to you and Lillian as well. So if you guys have been around EYF for a while, you know that they have a fundraiser at the end of the school year. And it's always the first Friday in May. So our last day of program is that Thursday, and then that Friday's the breakfast. You can get hours by helping out with the breakfast. And another way that you can get hours is that Thursday night, we will have a group of kids that are going to be involved with the choir. Now, getting them to choir practice and back is a different story because it happens during program. So we'll touch on that when we get there. But for the night before the breakfast, we have a sleepover, and I would adore some help. Yes, we will do. Usually the other Just Lead sites will all do it together. And last year I said, please don't make us come to the everybody sleepover.
Is it-
Please let us have our own.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like those things.
Sleeping bag type deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
And really all it is, because it's like we're all going to bed. We are going to bed. They have dinner and they do their little practice, and usually we're back over here by 6 o'clock or maybe close to 7. And we'll give them some free time. We'll pull up a movie. We'll get out some board games. We'll get some snacks out, And then about like 7:30, I'll say 7:45. I'll be like, okay, anybody need to go take a shower? Go take a shower, because we have showers here.
Yeah.
And then they'll take their shower, and by 9 o'clock, I'm like, 9 o'clock, lights are out, everybody's asleep. And if you make a sound, I'm secluding you from the group, And then we get up at like 5 a.m. the next morning, because the breakfast is at 7. It's very early. The only thing about it is that we cannot count the hours that they sleep. I can't count the hours, and I'm like, but I gotta stay. Like, I can't walk out and leave them. So, I don't understand it, but we can't count the hours that they sleep. But so if you're like, hey, I want to stay, and then I want to go home since I can't count those hours, but I'll be back in the morning, any kind of help, I would highly adore it. But we don't really have to start thinking about that for a while, because when they start having those practices, that's when I'm like, okay, guys, I need to know now if you could do this and what you can do, because I want to make sure I'm not letting a whole bunch of kids be involved, and then I'm here by myself with 20 kids. So just be thinking on that. So it's the Thursday night before the first Friday in May. And it's the last day of program. And here's what I like about it. So if you do that, then the next day, you really don't have to do any work. The next day, you can say, I'm going home. After we get the kids to school, and really, as long as I can get them from the breakfast into the van, I can take them all to school, and y'all can all go home. But even if you want to ride with me to take them to school, that's ours. Whatever you can do, just be thinking on that. See if that's something you might want to do. And then, okay, I don't want to get into it right now, but swimming. Swimming is coming up, and it is a process. She's been around. I guarantee you it's different than Lonsdale does it. I guarantee you we're the only site that does it this way. We have a process, and it is a big process. And on swimming days, you're like, what just happened?
Yeah.
What just happened?
I mean, I've never done just sleep with the elementary swimming, but I've done it for Colin and career, and I can say it was a lot.
It is a lot.
Get ready.
And just get ready, but it's a very orderly process. It's not like a bunch of kids running around going butt naked around here. We're not like that. Yeah. We're very like, this is how we do it. If you do not obey, you will go home. And so it's a process, but like I said, when we get there, we'll get there. We're not there yet. I think it's the last week in March. And so I want us to kind of
so it's coming up.
Hang on. Just hang on, and we'll talk about it then. But for now, let's leave it at that. So, okay, I think that's all I got. Do you all have anything you want to discuss or anything you want to bring up?
I did mention last week that I wanted to talk about this on choir days with dismissal. I feel like we just need to talk about how that goes. Yeah.
It's a good idea. Okay, and I think that we probably need to get a little bit more, like we have a plan. So it's weird because we're upstairs and the parents are still picking up downstairs, and for me it's even more difficult because I can't hear the bell. None of us can hear the bell, but I have my phone on me and I get a notification when somebody's here to pick their kids up. And so I have to like constantly watch my phone, and I have missed it sometimes. So the way that we want to do it, when somebody is leaving from choir practice, we want one of us to walk them down, give them to their adult, and then come back up to choir practice. Asia, I was mentioning this to Anna. We've had like situations in the past. I don't feel like it's happened with our team yet. But like we had situations where somebody would walk a kid down and then they would just hang out downstairs. And I'm like, I need you upstairs. Like, we're all upstairs.
not
We need
okay.
you up
Yeah.
there, And they, they'd say, well, I was just going to be down here just in case, parents walked in. I'm like, well, I get that, but at the same time, I need you up there more.
Yeah.
So maybe what we need to do is like have a designated runner. The only thing is like Mark is going to want somebody to run the monitor, and I really need to be the person that's not running the monitor.
I can run the monitor.
You can, okay.
Yeah, because I feel like I've learned how to do that.
Yes,
yeah.
and you do a really good job at it too. Yeah.
Cooking stuff.
So I don't know. Maybe we could say that. And I honestly like to have the opportunity just to remain upstairs myself because I like to be up there in case a behavioral issue happens. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to sound controlling, but at the same time, I'm like, I just prefer to stay up there if I can.
I agree.
So, yeah. So maybe what we can do is have either you or Lillian do the running if y'all want to like swap, and then Anna's the monitor runner, and then I'm up there.
Yeah, and it we really don't get many kids picked up during choir.
Yeah,
I feel like it doesn't.
It may be like 4 or 5, And here's this too, like if AJ comes up here, because he's done that a couple times where he's like, say, hey, I need so-and-so. Well, they can follow him down there. So none of us really need to go down there with them. But as long as you have gone down there, given them to their adults, and just come right back up. That's all it is. Yeah. But that's good, though. Mm-hmm. Does that feel like a good plan?
Yeah.
Does that feel like it? Okay.
I agree.
Anything else? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. Well then, we're going to stop it right there. That way I can go. I guess if she's not here, I guess what I'll do, I'm just going to set snack on the cart and they can just grab their snack as they come in. It's fine. We have a couple things going on today. So, don't think that I'm doing anything weird, but I'm getting my bulletin board going for the hallway and I need pictures of the kids. And so I'm going to be walking around like snapping pictures of their faces.
I can tell you
It's going to, okay, it's going to feel a little weird, but like just don't let it bother you. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm just trying to get my bulletin board going. And then the other thing, okay, I don't know how all this is going to work, but we had like stuff given to us from the talent show last night. So we had cupcakes given to us. We also had grilled cheeses given to us.
They were really good.
They are very good. But the thing is, I got to get the grilled cheeses warmed up, and I'm like, I don't know when we're going to do this, but we're going to give this out to all the kids at some point today. So can I ask for flexibility today?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds
Always.
good. All right, we're going to stop that video.
Awesome.